Hey everyone! Sorry I'm not showing my face. I don't really look the best right now because my hair's tied back and stuff and I look a bit ridiculous. But I am going to be doing my first attempt at taxidermy. I'm not going to show you my whole process because there's not enough memory on this camera and stuff, but I'm going to check in each time I've done another step. So this is my little setup currently. I have borax for preserving and gripping and stuff. I have my blades. I'm going to start with that one. Gloves, string, and that stuff is for making the mount, but I'm not going to mount him today. I'm going to preserve him first and then mount him in a couple of days. But most importantly, of course, here is the rat. He's really big, if you can't tell with my hand next to him. He's huge. He is the largest feeder rat available because my friend bought him for me from their work, and yeah, they sell rats there for snake food. So there's his little face, if you can see it. It's so big. I just can't get over how big he is. I actually forgot. But yeah, I had this guy in my freezer for almost a year. I got him at the start of the year and he's just been sitting in there waiting for me forever because it's October now. So yeah, it's been waiting a while. But there's my ratty. So cute. I really want to turn it into a little pirate or something, but we'll see. I don't really have any clothes that could probably work with, but yeah, so that is kind of the before shot. And I'll come back once I've skinned and fleshed the little one, or big one. So I just finished skinning the rat, and this is what I have. I think I did alright. I'm happy with it. I did have a lot of trouble fleshing it. Well, it wasn't really trouble, it was just that it took so long and it was so tedious. But yeah, I kept the, can you see that? The toes in, but I skinned the leg because there is the rest of the rat and the big mound of bits of fat that I had to get off the skin. There are some tears in parts of it, I think, for example, the tail has a really big tear there when I was pulling it off. I don't actually know how it happened, but there it is. There's also a little tear there, and on the neck, let me turn this over. There's a big bald patch there. You can see it. I don't actually know how that happened. I might have just been too rough with it or something, but when he's mounted I'm probably going to put a little collar or something around there so you can't really see it. Yeah, there's the inside. I think it still needs a lot of work, but that's really the best I can do right now, and it's starting to dry out because of the heat out here, so it makes it a lot harder to flesh, but hopefully it goes okay. Yeah, same as his little feet and stuff. It's really cute. I love him. I really hope he turns out okay. There's his face. So yeah, skinning him was actually pretty fun. The fleshing definitely wasn't. That was my least favourite part and it took forever. But skinning him was really enjoyable. I don't know, I just felt like it came kind of naturally to me. It was like I'd already done it before, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I did have a lot of trouble with the face. I had to take it really slow with that. But yeah, I think that turned out pretty well. There's this mouth there as well. And the tail was also an issue, as you probably already know, because of the tear in it. I just had a bit of trouble getting a good grip on it to pull it off, so that's probably why the tear is there. But yeah, there he is. So now I'm going to make the form for him using his body as a reference and using all this stuff. I'm not going to mount him today. I'm going to turn him inside out and put him in some methylated spirits just to preserve him and clean him up a bit and stuff. But after that's done, then I'll dry him and I will put him onto the form and mount him, and I will show you him again when that's all done. I know what you're thinking. It looks absolutely horrifying. Yes, this is, well, part of the form for the rat. It's terrible, but I'm really hoping that once it's inside the skin and it's all sewed up, it looks a little bit better, but right now it looks really bad. It actually looks a little bit like something out of my nightmares. It's just terrifying. But anyway, for the head I used styrofoam. I used these egg-shaped styrofoam things, and I kind of cut off bits of it to make it more close to the rat's head, and I put little dents for the eyes there because I'm going to glue in some black beads. And as you can see, I've attached it all together with string and pipe cleaners, which wasn't actually part of the plan. That was just meant to be for the tail, but I needed some more extra support for it. Also, I used, I don't know if you can see it, but more styrofoam in there, but with bigger parts. I used these for that. I think I have 2 in there, or maybe 1. No, I think like 2. It's like 1 in there and then 1 there. Oh, and there's also 1 there from the egg-shaped ones, then there's the head. And I also have cotton wool. It's just the stuff. I wanted to get just the cotton that isn't in balls, but I couldn't find any, so I kind of tore it up and stuff and made it a bit more like squishy and not so bally, but it's still really awful. And yeah, I kind of just tied it all together with string. It's really, really bad, but I don't know. I don't even know what I can say to redeem myself. It's just awful. It was so frustrating. I nearly gave up. This is all I'm doing on it for today. The day that I'm actually going to put him on the form, I'm going to also do the legs and stuff like that, but I kind of need the skin to do those parts, and the same with the tail, I think. And yeah, they're pretty easy parts to do without a reference as far as I'm aware. So yeah, and so here is the skin in the methylated spirits. It's just been sitting in there for a few hours, and it's gonna probably sit in there for another day or so just to make sure it's all good. And yeah, it's all inside out. Anyway, yeah, so that's everything. Excuse the music and the traffic and stuff in the background, but I've begun stuffing my rat. It's more shapeless than I thought it would be. I don't know, I had to like modify the form because it was way too big for the rat, which I thought would probably happen, but yeah. So I took parts out and then I added more bits in. It was mainly these that I had to get out, the styrofoam, but yeah, then I replaced some bits with the cotton balls. So this is as far as I've gotten. Yeah, it looks really flat and weird and his head looks a bit big, but when the lips go together, it'll change the shape of his head a little bit. And he did have eyes, but I didn't like do his form for his head right, so you can't really see them, so I'm gonna improvise somehow for that. Also his tail, I stitched up the error, but I can't get the pipe cleaner past it because now that's smaller than the rest of the tail, and it's just like, oh my god, what is going on? So I'm still gonna have to try and figure something out for that. I've put pipe cleaners in his arms as well as the cotton wool, which gives him a bit of shape, but he just looks so weird. He's a bit of a disaster, but I don't know. That's alright, I guess. It's a big learning thing. Yeah, I kind of forgot before I did this that I can't sew, so that's been a little bit of an issue, but I'm getting the hang of it. Like, I can sew, I'm just really bad at it. Yeah, but he's looking quite different to how he was before when he still had his body in his skin. There's his mouth and stuff, so I gotta stitch that up. And I need to, like, do something with his ears. They're a bit small to card, so I might put sticky tape there or something. So Shadow did that with her mouse that she taxidermied, so I might try that too. So here's the finished product of the rat. That's just him all together. He's just sitting on this Magnum box with pins just to keep everything in place, but he's been finished for about 2 days now, so he probably doesn't really need them anymore, but that's just how he's been left because he's already kind of dried enough to be like stiff in his posture. But I guess first I'll just show you his face because that's kind of the most noticeable part. I did do the sticky tape thing where you put it on the back of the ear and make it like dry, sort of flat looking, and it kind of worked, but it also went a little bit sort of shriveled, if you can see. The other one, that one was very stubborn, that little ear, but that's okay. And there's his mouth. I did stitch it up. I know that you're not really, I don't think you're meant to stitch up the mouth. I think you're meant to put pins there and just keep everything in place, but I was so sick of it by then, and I think I messed up the mouth a little bit, so I just sewed it. Yeah, and that little red thing there is his dehydrated nose. What you've probably noticed is that he has button eyes. I just couldn't make the eye disaster work out, so instead my friend suggested that I give him button eyes, and my mum suggested that I actually thread them in. So I did try to kind of thread the string and the needle like through one hole there and make it come out the other button on the other side, but it didn't really work the way I planned it to. I put thread through the holes of the buttons before they went on the rat, and then I glued them on just because it was a lot easier. But that's because it's like the button eyes are out of Coraline. There's like big rats with button eyes, and I love rats and I love Coraline, So I thought that was quite appropriate and perfect. And I think I might actually add over here this key to him somehow so people kind of get the idea a bit better. But yeah, so that's why he has button eyes, but I actually really like it. I think it makes him look kind of creepy and cute and stuff. So there's the front of him. There's his bald patch. There we go. Yeah, there's his little paws. Really cute. You can see his stitch line, but not as bad as I thought it'd turn out. He turned out better than I thought. Feet. All pinned in there. My dog actually tried to eat that foot. That's my own fault. I kept showing it to her and she got excited. There's his butt, which I think actually does look kind of rat-like. So that's good. Sorry about all the borax. I think I mentioned that's because I groomed him. Yeah. Here's the disaster where holes in the tail that I had to stitch up and stuff. But what really sucks is that once I'd stitched them up, I had to actually put more holes in the tail to get all of the pipe cleaner through because I just couldn't make it all feed through this one bit because of the issue here, because it's made it like smaller, I guess. And you can see at the end here there's a little bit of green. Yeah, that's pipe cleaner because I also had to put a hole at the end of the tail, which was so annoying. And I hated doing that, but yeah, and I don't know. So I need to work on my tail. So yeah, he's standing up as you can see. And his shape did turn out better than I thought. It does look kind of rat-like, but he's a little bit derpy as well, but I think he's still pretty cute. I did groom him as well, but you probably can't tell. He's very soft. But as you can see here, it's kind of like the fur's gone in a weird shape and it looks sort of ripply, and that's because he has like big wrinkles on his skin that I couldn't get rid of when I was stuffing him and stuff. So it's kind of dried wrinkly, so the fur goes with the wrinkliness, so it's not like that neat. But I don't know, he's still really cute and I still really like him. Boop. He does stand up on his own as well, so excuse all the junk on the desk, but yeah, so oops. But anyway, so I think that's it. I did put pipe cleaners in his arms and his legs and also the cotton balls, but the pipe cleaners are like right in there. But yeah, I think that's about it. There's his butt, still needs grooming, it's a bit fluffy. His name is Hubert, just so you know. And Hubert says thank you for watching and he hopes that you enjoyed and that you liked to see our little taxidermy journey together. And we will see you next time. Bye!